Did you know those bathrooms that look like they were sponsored by Crayola, those green toilets, green tubs, green everything, are somehow making a comeback? And I've renovated dozens of old homes, and some design choices made me laugh, and others made me steal the idea. Today, I'm going to talk about the craziest vintage bathroom trends that maybe need to stay in the past, and which ones actually deserve a comeback. So let's get to it. Now, if you've ever demoed a 1940s or 1950s bathroom, you've seen it. That little slit behind that medicine cabinet, well, that's where people back in the days dropped their old razor blades. Yes, straight into that wall cavity, and you'll never notice it until you open up those walls after decades and out pours these piles of rusted razor blades. One time I opened a wall in a 1950s home thinking I hit metal plumbing. No, it was actually 50 years of Gillette blades. And while I'm sitting there looking at this pile of blades at the time, because I actually had no idea what I had just found, I thought that maybe the owners at one time had some kind of leaky pipe or something. And so that was just left over from the repairs until later. And actually, from my father in law telling me about these medicine cabinets with those slots in there and how they worked. So, anyway, it was probably a clever idea for its time, but I think that one just needs to stay in the past. How about you guys? Now, on to those crazy colored toilets, sinks, and tubs. I mean, you've got those bathrooms. Again, they just were wild. That avocado green, the powder blue, pinks, all in the same house sometimes. In the 60s and 70s, they were all about matching color. And you know what? I do kind of miss seeing that. I go into all these homes and I start tearing this stuff out. And I do on every project. I question someday these vanities, the toilets, all these colors are going to come back because now everything is white, gray, beige, just very sterile. Maybe we just bring back, a little splash of colors, maybe in the tile or accents. I mean, I've seen it in homes that I've been in, and a lot of them around where I'm at are mid-century homes, which I'm a big fan of. And I still see people, fortunately, trying to keep some of that of the past in those homes to keep the character. And I'd like to get your comments about this, if you think these colors should come back. And if you're like me, I feel like you can mix them with today's modernization and you can really make a cool bathroom, but just maybe not the mint green toilet. Now, speaking of toilet, what about those pull chain toilets? I mean, if you haven't seen these, they have the high tank, which is way up close to the ceiling, and the pipe comes down, and you pull this chain, and you never need a plunger or anything because it comes down in such great force. And I mean, they were the thing at the time, and usually in those early 1900 homes, and they may have been inconvenient, but wow, they sure had charm. I mean, I see them in homes even today where some people have just reinstalled one just to keep the authenticity of the home. And you know what? It looked pretty cool the way that they had this. And I just got back from Europe, and if you've been there, you see these everywhere still. And I think if you can tastefully modernize this in, say, one of your bathrooms, this could potentially make a comeback where some people do like these in their homes. But anyway, give me your opinions again, as I'd like to hear what you have to say on this one. Now, this next thing I'm going to talk about, my back hurts even thinking about it. But what about those clawfoot tubs? Yes, those famous clawfoot tubs. It was the centerpiece of so many old homes, and you either love them or you don't. But from my experience of renovating homes, they just weigh a ton, and they are a nightmare to move, and they're not exactly efficient anyway if you like long baths. They do lose heat fast, but if you refinish them right, they still look so cool. I mean, you can go and have them reglazed and put a little fresh paint around the base, and you may have to redo some plumbing just depending on the age of the home, but some black feet underneath that tub will give it a modern twist. And nowadays they do still manufacture clawfoot tubs that you can get. You can still get them in the cast iron. They have them in different types of materials for all budgets. And the only thing that I can add on the clawfoot tub is a lot of people will say, The upkeep on them is a little difficult. You have to clean around them, underneath them. But you know what? If you have the space, a clawfoot tub can really make your bathroom feel like a timeless statement piece. So on this one, I think it's definitely worth keeping or restoring. But again, give me your thoughts on that one. Now let's get into a little strange maybe, but a charming feature, I guess. But what about those cast iron radiators? Yeah, if you have ever lived in an old home, you know that hiss and clank radiator sound that I'm talking about. And in those bathrooms, those radiators always doubled as a towel warmer. And heavy as they are, yes, they add history and they also still work great. And in fact, you can clean them up, you can paint them, and they have even became a design feature instead of an eyesore. Yes, they can. Those cast iron radiators are experiencing a significant resurgence in popularity for modern home and design projects. This is driven by a combination of their aesthetic appeal, durability, and high heat efficiency. And a key reason for their comeback, it's that timeless style. Homeowners and interior designers are drawn to the classic, vintage, or industrial look that cast iron radiators provide. They are often used as a statement piece or a focal point in a room, a shift from modern radiators designed to blend in. One thing about these radiators from the past and even current, superior heat retention. Cast iron is renowned for its thermal mass. It heats up slowly, but it retains heat much longer than modern alternatives. And this slow, even distribution of warmth is comfortable and can be more energy efficient as it reduces the need for the heating system to constantly cycle on and off. And the durability and the longevity, these radiators are built to last for decades, often outlasting the homes they're installed in. And this makes them a long-term investment, a sustainable choice as they require less frequent replacement compared to all other types. And also, one cool thing about these cast iron radiators, they're fully compatible nowadays with some modern central heating systems, including smart valves and heat pumps, allowing them to integrate with contemporary energy management technology. So to sum this one up, cast iron radiators are no longer considered relics of the past. They're stylish, functional, and efficient for heating solution for contemporary living that balances that traditional charm with modern performance. So I'm saying those are probably here to stay, and we may even see more and more of them as we move forward. Now, this next one, I'm sure some people out there have some stories about, but what about those laundry chutes? Yeah, I always thought those were pure genius. I mean, drop your dirty clothes down a wall and they land right in the laundry room. And I have found these numerous times hidden behind closets, even vanities. And every time you think, why did we ever stop doing this? Why aren't they coming back as a standard feature? Well, in modern home design now, many new homes are designed with the laundry room on the main floor or in a secondary story location, which eliminated the need for a chute. And also, these laundry chutes had safety concerns, of course. They have been linked to safety issues, including fire hazards, and can pose a risk to children who might play in them. I played in one back in my days, but luckily I'm still here. But the installation challenges, if you want one, adding a chute to an existing home, it can be expensive and difficult, requiring professional installation to navigate plumbing, wiring, and structural elements, and also space and expense. The space required for a laundry chute might be better used for other purposes like a pantry, and the cost of installation is often seen as a trade-off. In the practicality, some experts argue that the convenience isn't worth the downsides, and modern, well-designed laundry rooms make them unnecessary. And here's why laundry chutes still have a place. It's convenience. For those homes with a basement laundry room and multiple stories, that laundry chute can still be very convenient for transporting that laundry from those upper floors. And they're a niche appeal to a lot of people, but some homeowners actually still find them a unique and charming addition. And a well-installed chute, I guess I've heard even that it can add property value, but I don't know on that one. But I do feel like they may still have a place out there right now. And I'd like to hear your comments about that one as well. Okay, here's a good one. What about carpet in the bathrooms? Okay, here is one we're never that I thought would bring back. I mean, carpet in the bathroom, whose idea was that? I mean, let's think about it. You had moisture, humidity, and carpet equal just mold city. And every time that I rip carpet out of a bathroom in any old home I'm doing, I just feel like I need to always be wearing a hazmat suit. And most of the time I am with a mask. But yes, carpet in the bathroom is actually, believe it or not, making a comeback, though cautiously with designers. They're exploring it for its warmth, the comfort, and luxury. However, surprisingly, maybe to some, it still comes with a significant drawback like hygiene concerns, especially regarding that mold and mildew to all that moisture. Now, to implement this trend safely, it's crucial that you choose a moisture resistant synthetic material and ensure good ventilation always. And the reason for this comeback for a lot of people is the warmth and comfort. And carpet provides a warm and soft surface for bare feet, unlike cold tile or wood. In the aesthetics of it all, some designers are reintroducing carpet to create that cozy, stylish, luxurious look, especially in larger bathrooms or as the contrast to traditional elements like those clawfoot tubs we discussed. And safety, carpet can offer a non-slip surface, reducing risks of slips and falls, particularly for children or those concerned about aging in the home. But those risks, again, the hygiene and the moisture, bathrooms are inherently humid, and carpet can easily absorb moisture, leading again to that mold, mildew, and bacteria buildup. And the cleaning difficulty, it can be more difficult to clean than hard flooring surfaces, and always potential for damage, as high moisture levels can damage the carpet fibers over time. Now, again, I'd like your opinion on the carpet in the bathroom. For me personally, I say this one still stays gone forever. I would just like to know your thoughts out there. And hey, if you like it in there, again, it's your home. I'm not saying anything negative. It's just not something I feel I'll ever go with. And after tearing it out of numerous homes, I just see what it can cause as far as moisture, mold, and all that underneath. And I just don't have a place for it. Now let's hit something that I really love still to use in some of my projects, those penny tile floors. Yeah, they're small, classic, and they're built to last. And you see them in homes from the 1920s and 40s, often with the border patterns or those floral mosaics. And guess what? They're making a comeback. Yes, penny tile floors are making a comeback, and they're returning to popularity after a long absence since their initial peak, basically in the early 1900s. And this resurgence is driven by their vintage appeal and their modern versatility, which allows them to fit into both classic and contemporary designs. And I've used them in a few modern remodels, and they bring so much personality. Now, one thing about penny tiles, despite their vintage roots, they're available in a wide range of colors, materials like glass, metal, and porcelain, and patterns, making them suitable for many styles from those mid-century moderns to contemporary. And their design flexibility, their small size allows for intricate patterns, from simple mosaics to more complex designs, which can add unique character to a space. And the practical benefits, penny tile is a practical choice for flooring, especially for bathrooms, because its small size creates a high grip surface that is naturally slip resistant. But installation, while some homeowners tackle it as a DIY project, installation can be tricky, especially when it comes to managing the thin set to ensure it doesn't just squeeze up between the tiles. In grout maintenance, the small size of the tile means that there are many grout lines which can be difficult to keep clean, especially in those high traffic or wet areas like the bathroom floor. In the grout choices, using a darker grout color can be more practical for hiding dirt and discoloration than lighter grout. In epoxy grout, some recommend using epoxy grout for better durability and the stain resistant, especially for those showers. Now, after years of updating old homes, I've learned this. Every era thinks they've perfected the design until the next generation calls it outdated. So when you're remodeling, don't erase all the character. I mean, that clawfoot tub, the vintage radiator, or pastel tile might be exactly what gives your home its charm, and you can modernize that without sterilizing the room. So let me know what you think. Which old bathroom trends deserve a comeback? Would you restore a clawfoot tub, or do you say no way to the colored toilets forever? Drop your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what you have found also during your remodels and the things you did. And heck, even share some photos with me, and I'm sure everybody a part of this channel would appreciate it. And if you found this video helpful or interesting, please share it with somebody else that could benefit from it. And also, if you need help with any of this, my contact link is down below. I'd love to speak to you, or also if you need a real estate professional in your area, I've got professionals throughout the country. Also, if you're looking for old homes to buy, I do have an affiliate link down below too, foreclosure.com. It's a great way to especially find some of them old projects. And one last thing, I give back to my rescue dog organizations. Put that down below too. And if you're out there and have a good rescue organization, there's a lot of good dogs that need homes. And until next time, stay tuned for this video that's coming up next.